Welcome to Formatting Your Thesis. We'll be going through several slides just to help you along and to describe several things, and we'll start off with asking, what is a template? So click to go to the next slide now. A template is a collection of styles. These styles may be pertaining to paragraphs or to fonts and text, but mostly they are pertaining to paragraphs, and this is what we'll use throughout your thesis. Once you've got your template, we ask you to please avoid using what we call explicit formatting, like Control B or Control A, or when you change your font type and size and apply paragraph settings. It's far more useful to apply the styles in the template. The other advantage is that when you make these changes to the styles in the template, they are global, in other words, affect your whole document, whereas explicit formatting only affects the actual text that you're working with. What are styles? Styles are there to format paragraphs or characters. For example, we may have a certain way in which we want our main paragraphs to appear. We create a style for that or modify one that exists already. We may want to have our bulleted paragraphs appear in a certain way, numbered paragraphs appear in a certain way, and we will then use a style or create a style that matches with that. Headings are particularly important in our template, and once we've applied heading 1 to all the areas where we want our heading 1, then we are also able to create a table of contents. Without headings, we have no table of contents. Captions are the same. We use the computer's ability to create a caption. You don't type it in yourself, and this will create a list of figures or tables or photographs or whatever you may have. A paragraph is defined in a word processing sense as text between the end of paragraph signs, which look like this little blind P you can see here, or pulcro, or show hide, or end of paragraph sign. It has many names. So those are formatting paragraphs. Characters, for example, that we can have as well are symbols. You may use specific symbols because you're dealing with a thesis on the weather or a mathematical formula. Different words can be formatted in a certain way. You can apply a style that already is in bold or italics, for example, or you may have a letter that you want to format in a certain way, and even numbers. Click now to go to the next slide. The normal style is the backbone of all the styles. In other words, the entire document is built on the normal style. The moment you open a word processor and you've got a blank document on your page and you start typing, you're using the actual normal style to type your paragraph. So you can see that most of the styles will be based on this normal style. And a basic template that you have for Microsoft Word is called the normal template. So very often when you want to make a default change, it says, do you want to change this normal style, or do you want to change the normal template? Then you say yes. So what does the normal style consist of? It has a specific font type, size and color. For example, Arial 11 black, or Times New Roman 12 black. You may have your line spacing predetermined, which will be in 1.5 line spacing if you're using Harvard, or double line spacing if you're using APA. The paragraph spacing is the setting outside the paragraph, and that's usually set to 12 points. This will be explained further in the tutorial. Alignment is generally left aligned, flush on the left, but not flush on the right. However, we have come across some supervisors that like to have it flush left and flush right. We call this justified. Click now to go to the next slide. Styles are built in to suit either your APA referencing style and document layout, or your Harvard referencing style and document layout. In APA, when you have 40 words or more, you have a long quotation, and that should be in double line spacing. However, in Harvard, 30 words or more is a long quotation and is in single line spacing. Both quotations are indented by approximately 1.27 centimeters from the left margin. References for APA must be in a hanging indent. That is, the first line of the reference appears against the margin and the rest of the text does not. It is also pushed in by approximately 1.27 centimeters. Contrary to that, the Harvard referencing style, all references are left aligned. In APA, though, all references are still in double line spacing like the rest of the document and quotations, but in Harvard, the references have to be in single line spacing. Click now to go to the next slide. Here are the heading styles. They are integral to the actual layout of your document. So they define the headings at several levels. For example, you have level 1, which will be heading 1, level 2, which will be a subheading, and in this case it's called heading 2, and then a subheading is called heading 3, and so on. Here we have an example of a style where heading 1 is actually numbered chapter 1. And then thereafter we have 1.1, 1.11 and so on. You may decide not to have a chapter style. You may decide simply to have your top heading numbered 1. Then of course that's heading 1 numbered 1. A subheading will be numbered 1.1, subheading numbered 1.1.1 and so on. Some students or some RHD students prefer not to have numbering at all. And then of course we'll simply have a format to that particular paragraph. Heading 1 will be maybe Arial size 16, heading 2 maybe Arial size 14, and so on. There's no numbering involved there. Click now to go to the next slide. The pre-designed templates are provided by the ALC Computing. You can find them on Moodle and download them from there. If you attend any workshops, they will be given to you there as well. You're welcome to bring them along with you if you do have them already, if you are attending any workshops. The templates will consist of several different types. For example, you may want to use Arial and you may want to have your headings numbered. There's a style for you. You may want to use Times New Roman and have your headings not numbered. There's also a style for you. So there are styles specific also to Harvard and APA referencing styles, and these are, for example, Harvard Arial headings not numbered, Harvard Arial headings numbered, and also, for example, APA Times New Roman headings numbered, APA Times New Roman heading not numbered. Click now to go to the next slide. As mentioned earlier, once you have your heading styles applied to your text, you'll be able to create a table of contents. Without the styles, this won't be possible. You'll also be able to include a chapter number to a caption label so that your captions, for example, will take on the form of Figure 1.1, Figure 1.2, Figure 1.3, and in Chapter 2, Figure 2.1. Figure 2.2, Figure 2.3. Without the chapter headings numbered, this is not possible. You'll notice here that the first heading actually starts with Chapter 1, and that will be a numbered heading. You cannot edit that Chapter 1 because it's embedded within the style. Click now to go to the next slide. Here we have the headings numbered 1, 1.11, 1.1.1. If this is your choice, then you will comfortably be able to create a table of contents. However, you are limited in that because you don't have a chapter number, you will not be able to put that number in your caption. That means that your figures will all be numbered from 1 to, let's say, 100 and flow over into each chapter that you have. Click now to go to the next slide. Similarly, when headings are not numbered, you will still be able to create a table of contents. And it goes without saying that because there are no numbers next to the heading styles or built into the heading styles, you will not be able to create a chapter number to a caption label. Click now to go to the next slide. This was a brief overview on styles in your template. Heading styles, numbered headings, not numbered headings, quotations and references, the normal style, and so on. Watch the next PowerPoint presentation for more detail about more slides. Thank you for watching.